As of this recording, the general consensus of Clerks 3 is that it is completely unnecessary, but still good. Which I gotta say is a huge step forward from, fuck you, you fat waste of space, you completely ruined my childhood forever and I hope you die in a fire, you fat fucking fuck. And I seriously wish I was joking about that too. Initially, I can understand what people are saying when they say that Clerks 3 felt like it was completely unnecessary. It kind of seemed like the plot of the Clerks franchise could easily end on Clerks 2 with everything having a happily ever after. You know, Dante gets married, Randall becomes the owner of the Quick Stop, Jay and Silent Bob get their spot in front of the Quick Stop back and they start doing the Buffalo Bill dance because that was funny at the time, I guess. If there was a Buffalo Bill meme in 2006, I don't really remember it. So yeah, I can see why a few people thought this movie was unnecessary. And then I heard the premise for the movie and I remember thinking, really? Clerks 3 is going to be about Randall making Clerks 1? I don't know about this, dude. This seems a little avant-garde, if you ask me personally. I do remember hearing from somewhere that meta movies are kind of becoming the new big boom, or at least the big companion boom next to the Marvel stuff that's still in its prime. The whole concept of movies about making movies, or movies about the Hollywood process, or movies about old school Hollywood are kind of becoming the big thing right now. And I could totally see it with movies like Mank and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and, well, Clerks 3 obviously, and God only knows how many others are out there right now and how many others are going to be coming out in the not too distant future. So okay, it's kind of a thing right now and Kevin Smith is probably giving his 15 cents on the whole matter. I mean, some would probably point out he already did this with Zack and Miri Make a Porno, but, you know, maybe he's learned from the mistakes he made from Zack and Miri and applied them in Clerks 3 while trying to tell this story, maybe. Although I honestly liked Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Like, I wasn't in love with it, but it was okay. So the plot of the movie is that Randall has a heart attack, and in typical fashion for someone who has a heart attack, he kind of begins realizing that he hasn't really done much with his life and really wants to kind of leave behind a legacy. So he decides that after years and years of watching a movie, he's gonna make a movie. And when I say he's gonna make a movie, he's basically going to make Clerks 1. I know he calls it Inconvenienced or Convenient Stories or whatever, but he calls it, let's be honest, it's Clerks 1. All the while, Dante is struggling, man. Dante is struggling because it turns out his happily ever after ended rather abruptly, kinda. And there is so much I want to talk about with Dante, but I'm afraid I can't or else I would be giving spoilers, and you need to see this movie. I can't bring myself to spoil it for you. I just can't. Jay and Silent Bob have themselves a marijuana dispensary because marijuana is legal in New Jersey now. So jealous. And of course Elias is back with his new buddy Blockchain, and there's this big, like, B-plot with, like, cryptocurrency, and the kites have to fly in order for the cryptocurrency to sell, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know the first thing about crypto, and I'm not even sure Kevin Smith knows everything about crypto. I don't think kites are involved, but I'm sure a well-trained bullshit artist could probably convince me, or even just a regular dude. I don't know. Honestly, man, I'm just glad to see the gang back one last time for one final adventure, even if it's something as ridiculous and meta as we're gonna dedicate a movie to remaking Clerks in a weird sort of we're making Clerks but not really making Clerks kind of way like this. And the way that making the movie process is done with all the remakes of iconic Clerks scenes and like the weird in-universe reasons for why things are shot in black and white and why certain scenes are the way they are, I actually really loved a lot of that. It was actually kind of funny. I did say I wasn't going to spoil things, but the one thing I am going to say, the ending to this movie is an absolute gut punch. Oh my god. I was left speechless for minutes at a time when I realized, holy shit, this is the direction you're taking with the movie? Whoa, that's kind of heavy, dude. Oh man. You need to see this movie. Do you need to watch the first two to figure out references that have been going on in Clerks 3? All I know is my gut says maybe. It could go on, but I'd have to spoil things, so I'm just going to end here and say 4 hats out of 4. Well played, Clerks.